One item we can't survive without, even in a global recessionary slump: mobile phones. No longer just for chatting or sending messages, but taking photos, listening to music, and soon to become our electronic wallets too. SimTech Global insets payment technology in mobile phone SIM cards. Co-founder Derek Kwik told Bloomberg, or rather Paul Gordon, why this is the future.
It's not just about mobile payments. There are many other types of value applications that can be put onto the SIM card. Mobile payments is only one part of it. The other ones that can be put on there are electronic door access, coupons, loyalty programs, identification cards, and also advertisements.
But the focus is on mobile payment at the moment, presumably because that's where it's easiest to make money, correct?
Well, that is the one that I think consumers understand the most. I think if you look at even before the mobile payment applications were able to be put onto mobile phones, we started with the smart card. And the smart card began somewhere in the late 80s, and then it sort of became more prevalent during the 90s. And we really didn't see it full force until early 2000. So the market really hasn't had to experience doing digital payments unless in the past 8-9 years.
Why? I mean, why not stick with smart cards? Why should we have a SIM card in your mobile phone?
Smart cards is a very passive form of technology. It's really just a card, and there's no battery power that's associated with it, so it's very limiting in the types of functions that it can do.
But that's a good thing, isn't it? Your smart card doesn't run out of power. You don't end up at the supermarket unable to pay, which you might do when your phone runs down. Right,
but I think these days most people have this knowledge, or they remember to charge their phones every time when it's available. But having a SIM card that's powered by the battery on the phone actually enables the consumer to do many more types of applications.
The proof is in the market, of course. So you're at the stage where you're not selling yet, but you're close to doing so, correct?
Correct. We are actually undergoing a couple of trial launches around the region, namely in Thailand, and we should see that happening very soon.
And what would the structure be? I mean, would you get a fee for the card? Each card sold, you get a certain amount of money, or would it be a revenue sharing deal, or what?
Sure. We've looked at many different types of models. I think many companies are looking to see, well, should we position ourselves as a seller of hardware? But again, if you do that, then your margins are very thin. If you look at positioning yourself as a software provider, then there's a licensing fee you can take from that. So we're looking at being a hybrid of both.
You actually buy blank SIM cards and you stamp your own technology onto the other side of the SIM card. Do you actually have to do that yourself, or would you contract that out?
No, we contract that out.
And is that an expensive process?
It is a fairly expensive process. If you look at the cost of a normal SIM card, but normal SIM cards can only do mobile phone functions. It really can't do anything more than that. We're actually adding a lot of value onto that. But the sophistication of the circuitry that's put onto the SIM card raises the SIM card cost to be quite high.
How high would it be? I mean, how much would one of your upgraded SIM cards cost?
We're looking at upwards of $15 US.
$15 US per SIM card. That's the production cost. So you need to make your profit on top of that.
Right. So it's actually a significant capital expenditure for mobile operators to take on this. But again, it provides them with a value-added service that not many operators have.
But presumably, you see the potential client base is in the hundreds of millions.
Right.
Are there other players out there trying to take a share of this market?
There are many different types of technologies out there, but there isn't really a prevailing standard yet. I think most notably, you'll see a lot of handset manufacturers have the mobile payment technologies built into the handset. We, on the other hand, have it built into the SIM card. We find that when a consumer changes from handset A to handset B, the SIM card follows them everywhere they go.
You mentioned the lack of a standard there. This is one of the things which has hindered the growth of mobile payment, isn't it? Is that set to change?
I think that will change over time. I think the consumer is really the one who will ultimately choose which technology will ultimately win. I think for the consumer, the need to have to spend a few $100 US to go out and buy a new handset is actually a more expensive proposition, because you have to be able to buy a handset that has mobile payment technology that's built into it. So to switch from one to another costs money. Whereas if you were able to just use your existing phone in your pocket and use our SIM card today, then there's no cost to you.
SimTech Global co-founder Derek Kwik with Bloomberg's Paul Gordon.